there are reports that South African National Roads Agency Limited has issued a tender for the controversial e-tolling system in Gauteng. In the tender document, SANRAL advised proposals for the operations and maintenance of the open road tolling system in the province, despite calls from different stakeholders to have the e-toll system scrapped. But let's take this conversation further then. We're now joined via Zoom by Chief Executive Officer for an organisation undoing tax abuse. That's Wayne Duvenage. A very warm welcome to you. Thanks for joining us here on SABC News.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
Let's start here then. Let's talk about these reports then that there may be no end in sight then for the e-tolling system as in Gauteng, as we're hearing that a tender document has been put out, in fact, to deal with this issue of e-tolling system in Gauteng as SANRAL looks for a new tender. What do you make of this?
Well, it's very confusing. The current tender, the current operation has been going for now close on 8 years. It has failed completely. I don't know on what basis do they want companies to tender to continue a failed scheme. Less than 15% of people are paying their e-toll bills, and that's not going to change whether you get a new tender in or not. I think what they are planning to do is repurpose the entire scheme, the transaction clearinghouse. They're going to repurpose the collection of funds through long-distance toll routes, through parking arrangements, through speed over distance, camera enforcement. So there must be another host of avenues that they intend to monetize those gantries, but it's certainly not going to be through the collection of e-tolls.
Yeah. So even though less than 50% of people are paying towards the e-tolls, we've essentially failed in terms of calling for the system to be scrapped altogether. How far are those conversations and I suppose that anger around e-tolls, has it sort of died down? Because it does seem as though there's a decision that we're carrying on either way, whether it is to repurpose, as you put it, but either way it seems as though it is carrying on nonetheless.
No, it's not going to carry on. I think SANRAL have acknowledged that. It's not 50%, it's 15. So 85% of people are not paying. It's a grossly failed e-toll or user pay scheme. And so in the midterm budget announcements that are going to be coming in October is when they're going to announce how they're going to collect the funds to pay for the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project. But we've pointed out to SANRAL that they've already been paying through this from Treasury allocations for the last 6 years. Over 14 billion rand has been allocated to SANRAL for the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project bonds. So the answer's already there. They're just going to have to formalize that announcement, and they will formally be scrapping the e-toll scheme. If they don't, it's really irrelevant because the public aren't paying and there's nothing that government can do about it. They cannot enforce, they cannot blacklist, they cannot withhold your license, your driver's license, your vehicle licenses. They've threatened with that in the past and they've been extremely unsuccessful in moving forward on any of those matters. So the scheme will be cancelled. There's no choice. They have no choice. The people have made the decision on their behalf. It's just they've got to formalize it so that they can undeclare those roads as toll roads.
All right, Wayne Duvenage, thanks very much for speaking to us. That is the CEO for